यू भैया।
मेरे एक तो फ्रेंड है, आर्मी में मेजर है, अर्ची आचार्य, वो भी लेडीज है, वो शादी नहीं किया, उसके मदर का स्टेज 4 कैंसर था, तो वो भी इंदौर से है। अब उनके मदर को डॉक्टर ने बोला था कि 4 महीने जिंदा रहेंगे, एंड सी वेंट ऑन टू लिव फॉर 8 years। 8 साल बाद उनकी डेथ हुआ पिछले साल।
Okay, let's start, Nia.
Okay. Hello everyone. Good evening. Welcome to CSI Live Sessions Group. CSI कैंसर सर्वाइवर्स इन इंडिया एक ग्रुप है जिनके मेंटोर्स अमित भैया एंड मेहुल भैया हैं, जिन्होंने एक पॉजिटिव एंड जेन्युइन इनिशिएटिव लेकर इस ग्रुप को आगे
अरे
बढ़ाया।
हम मेंटर नहीं है, हम एडमिन है, नॉर्मल वे।
We all are in this together, same.
जिन्होंने एक इनिशिएटिव लेकर, हाँ भैया वो तो है, बट पता चलना चाहिए ना सभी को कि ग्रुप किसी ने बनाया है, जिसने बनाया है, तो इसलिए पता चलना चाहिए सभी को।
वो कहाँ गया?
तो
जिसने बनाया था कहाँ गया वो? सावन।
अच्छा, उन्होंने बनाया था।
हाँ,
ओके
उसने बनाया, उसने था।
ओके, सावन भैया का भी। तो जिनका मेन मोटिव यही है कि जिसमें हम लोग वीकली टू वीकली कैंसर टॉक्स करेंगे, और जो कैंसर टॉक्स विद कैंसर सर्वाइवर्स और केयर गिवर्स की पर होगी। एंड माय नेम इज नेहा एरन एंड आई एम अ कैंसर सर्वाइवर एंड अ विनर टू, एंड इट इज माय प्लेजर टू होस्ट दिस मीटिंग एज वेल। सो हमारा इस ग्रुप का एक मोटिव, मेन मोटिव यही है कि हम जो भी जिन्हें भी इनवाइट करेंगे एज अ स्पीकर, कैंसर सर्वाइवर्स और केयर गिवर्स, वो अपनी स्टोरी हमारे साथ शेयर करेंगे और अपने एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करेंगे कि जिस भी चीज़ से उन्हें बेनिफिट्स हुआ है, क्या प्रिकॉशंस उन्होंने लिए हैं, डूज एंड डोंट्स के साथ। और जो केयर गिवर्स हैं, जिन्होंने लव एंड सपोर्ट के साथ अपने चाहने वालों को उतना ही उन्होंने भी उस जर्नी को सफ़र किया है, तो वो सब हमारे साथ हम इस सेशन के दौरान हम सभी के साथ शेयर करेंगे। एंड थैंक यू एवरीवन फॉर जॉइनिंग। एंड टुडे वी हैव विद अस मिसेस स्नेहल पोंडे. She is a breast cancer warrior and an amazing mom of a cute toddler. And she is also a life and career coach as well. So, Snehal, welcome to the group and share your journey with us. Thank you so much.
Hi, thank you so much, Neha. So now I just have to, okay, now I can share my screen. Okay, share.
Okay, so good.
I can, right? It's visible.
Yeah, you should have an option at the bottom.
So is my presentation visible?
No.
No. Okay, just a minute. Yeah. Okay, now it is, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. 1 minute. Okay. What is visible right now to you guys?
The cute kid.
Okay. Okay, great. So thank you so much. I'm feeling very privileged to be here. Just with so many, cancer warriors, and I think I don't feel alone anymore. For the longest time, I used to feel very alone, but it's amazing to be here and amazing to be part of this group. And, I must say it's all thanks to Neha. I think she found me, and, I just found myself here then. So thank you so much. My story, I like to believe I'm a complete Bollywood drama queen. Okay, so I love Bollywood, and I feel even my story is total, like, emotions, drama. There's a hero, heroine, there is a comedian. Villain to nahi keh sakte, to theek hai, but some sort of a villain is also there in my story. But yeah, so this is my family. My husband, my little baby Samar, and me. ये पिक्चर लिया गया था लास्ट ईयर जुलाई में, when he was about 3 months old. And हम लोग, we had just shifted to Singapore in about 5 months before that. Life before this, me and my husband are born and brought up in Mumbai. एंड हम दोनों ने इंजीनियरिंग किया है मम्मी पापा को खुश करने के लिए. फिर समझ लिया कि यार इंजीनियरिंग से तो पल्ले नहीं पड़ता है, तो हमने एमबीए किया फिर. और मैंने एमबीए किया एचआर में, और 13 इयर्स एचआर में ही मैंने ऑलमोस्ट 12-12 घंटे काम किया है, और बहुत खुश थी मेरे अपनी जिंदगी से. अराउंड सितंबर 2019 हमें मौका मिला सिंगापुर आने को. हस्बैंड गॉट अ जॉब स्टैंडर्ड चार्टर्ड में, एंड वी थॉट कि ठीक है, नया एडवेंचर है. वी वर जस्ट प्रेग्नेंट एट दैट टाइम. 2 साल हुआ था शादी को, तो सोचा कि नया एडवेंचर कर लेंगे, नया कंट्री, पहला बच्चा, एंड वी वर लाइक वेरी एक्साइटेड. So we shifted in December 2019, and we had summer in April. However, when my breastfeeding journey was not very easy, if I can say. My one breast every time during breastfeeding used to always remain engorged. वो कभी settle ही नहीं होता था. और कुछ भी कर लूँ, मैं मसाज करती थी, हीट पैक्स लगाती थी, क्या कुछ नहीं करती थी, लेकिन समझ में नहीं आता था कि what was happening. एंड तभी क्या हुआ था, सिंगापुर में लॉकडाउन हो गया था. एंड सो वी डिडंट इवन थिंक कि किसी को बुलाया जाए, डॉक्टर के पास जाऊं ना जाऊं, बच्चे को इन्फेक्शन हो जाएगा अगर मैं हॉस्पिटल जाऊंगी तो आई केप्ट डिलेइंग जस्ट टू गो टू द हॉस्पिटल और कॉल समवन होम. फाइनली लेकिन 5 महीने बाद तो इट गॉट टू मच बिकॉज आई वाज हैविंग स्लीपलेस नाइट्स. तो आई कॉल्ड समबडी होम. उसने भी जब चेक किया, उसको भी ऐसा कुछ लंप या ऐसे कुछ मिला नहीं. उसने बोला शायद मास्टाइटिस है. A lot of us will know as mothers, mastitis is like a common infection that happens. So she gave me a doctor's number and she told me, why don't you go? I said, ठीक है, जाती हूँ मैं. I went to the doctor, उसने अल्ट्रासाउंड किया, and अल्ट्रासाउंड के दौरान she just said कि ये ब्लॉक मिल्क डक की तरह तो नहीं लग रहा है, मैं एक छोटा सा बायोप्सी करती हूँ. So she did like it's called as a fine needle aspiration. नीडल लगा के छोटा सा टिश्यू निकाला और बोला you come back in a couple of days. So I went back in a couple of days, but she also told me bring your husband. उस टाइम मैं सोच रही थी यार हस्बैंड को क्यों बुलाया है, लेकिन मैंने सोचा फिर बाद में ठीक है, सिंगापुर का कुछ प्रोटोकॉल होगा, डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं तो हस्बैंड को भी लेके आओ. जब मैं गई, I think most of us have heard these 3 words which we should never hear, and कभी-कभी ऐसा लगता है कि I couldn't believe my ears. You have cancer. A lot of tests later, PET scan किया, MRI हुआ. I was detected with metastatic breast cancer, where the cancer had spread to my lungs, my liver, and my bone. I was 37 years old that time. This happened last August. So since then has been my marathon journey in terms of my healing. Since then, I have gone through 24 sessions of chemotherapy till date. 3 different drugs try किए थे, और each drug was obviously stronger than the earlier drug, ताकि एक तो काम करे. And every drug obviously kept me, as some of y'all would know, ज़्यादा fatigue, hair loss and all तो होता ही था, little bit of nausea, body pain, and so much more. And think emotionally and mentally, actually it hits you far more than I think sometimes physically. So with my treatment, obviously, जो हमारे सबके बीच में होता है, are all our fears. I think पहला fear होता है मौत का. As soon as they told me that you have, firstly, I always thought that I wouldn't, that when you found out you have cancer, then, you always think कि ठीक है, stage 0 होगा या stage 1 होगा. यार, stage 4 कहाँ से हो गया यार? I mean, it was like unbelievable for me. And तभी मैंने, the only thing that came to my mind, I don't know why, typical Bollywood, like I thought of Anand. Oh, lymphosarcoma of the intestine, terminal disease. I don't know why I still don't know what is lymphosarcoma of the intestine, but that the thing kept playing in my head. कि यार अभी मरने वाली हूँ, will बनाना पड़ेगा. And for a long time I couldn't believe it. I didn't know what to do, and I think I became robotic. वो होता है ना कभी-कभी, when you are in shock, you almost, your face becomes like no emotions. मैंने सोचा यार अभी क्या होगा. उसके ऊपर कीमोथेरेपी चालू हो गया था. I started losing all my hair. I could barely recognize myself. I remember बहुत लोग बोलते थे मुझे, you need to love your body in cancer. Your body is going through war. But how do you love your body when you don't recognize your body? When you look at yourself in the mirror and you don't recognize yourself, how do you love this Snehal? For a long time, I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. I used to feel scared कि ये कौन है. ऊपर से जो दिमाग में हमारा चर्चा चालू हो जाता है ना कि लोग क्या कहेंगे. यार ये लोग क्या कहेंगे तो it's like the most abused thing I feel. मुझे ऐसे लगता था कि लोग मुझे देख के क्या होगा, उनको डर लगेगा या उनको लगेगा यार बेचारी ट्रेजेडी स्टोरी हो गई उसके साथ. एंड वी डोंट वांट टू बी ट्रेजेडी केसेस, राइट? हु वांट्स टू बी कॉल्ड बेचारा इन लाइफ? All our life we want to be considered as strong independent. All our life we have lived as strong independent, especially like nowadays women are raised, you have to be strong and independent woman, you have to solve your own problems, you have to be financially independent. इतने सब कहानियां बताते जाते हैं हमें when we are growing up, and suddenly to feel helpless, suddenly to feel that what will the world think about me. uh, it was a very tough time. And of course, then you start thinking about future, क्या होगा. बच्चा तब 5 महीने का था. 2 साल शादी हुई थी. And I used to always wonder कि क्या होगा. Like, you don't want to face something like, you've never thought that you'll face something like this so early on in life. And treatment also was not helping. Treatment ऐसे कभी खुशी कभी गम की तरह जा रहा था. Completely sinusoidal. Metastatic breast cancer में they start with hormonal therapy because they say that quality of life should be better. It didn't work. We went to chemotherapy. Cancer went down. We went back to hormonal therapy. Cancer went up. We went back to chemotherapy. Another drug, stronger drug. Cancer kept going up despite that. Again, we changed the drug. So we started doxorubicin, which is called as the red drug, one of the strongest medicines. We started that and we've just finished it in November this year, November end. So it's just been almost 2-3 weeks that they have stopped it, and they're saying that the disease has stabilized, and I have to go through radiation and then back to hormonal therapy. So let's see what happens then. So it's almost been 15 months since I have started my treatment, and we are still counting. We are still on treatment. But आई फील जो भी हमें चैलेंजेस आते हैं ना जिंदगी कुछ सिखाने के लिए आते हैं. एंड व्हाट यू लर्न फ्रॉम इट इज हाउ यू विल ग्रो. यू विल ईदर ग्रो फ्रॉम इट और यू विल नॉट ग्रो फ्रॉम इट. इट जस्ट डिपेंड्स ऑन हाउ यू डिसाइड टू टेक इट एंड हाउ यू डिसाइड टू टेक कि जो लर्निंग्स आ रहे हैं तुम्हारे पास, हाउ डू यू डिसाइड टू डील विद देम. So I think the first thing cancer taught me was, yaar, you can't take life for granted. I think all of us have faced it, right? We now know how fragile life is. और हम लोग दूसरों को भी समझाने निकलते हैं, लेकिन उनको कहाँ से समझेगा? वो हमें ही समझता है और हमारे केयर गिवर्स को समझता है कि how fragile life is. It makes you realize who is important to you and what is important. In Mumbai, I used to work 12-13 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I used to love that life. Would I want that life for me right now? Never. I don't think so. I mean, if I have the opportunity to do something else and do something a little more meaningful to me and meaningful to other people, I'd rather do that. किसके साथ मुझे टाइम बिताना है? फालतू लोगों के साथ जो मेरा दिमागी पुलाव करते हैं, या somebody who helps me grow and somebody who helps me remain positive in life? My family is important. My baby is important. I am important. I think as women often हम लोग ना खुद के बारे में कभी सोचते नहीं हैं. हमेशा हम दूसरों के बारे में सोचते रहते हैं. So I think it gives you an opportunity to start realizing that you are important. Finally, you have to learn to love yourself. There's nobody who can love you more than yourself. And it's almost like, वो बोलते हैं ना कि it's giving you a chance to recreate your life, make a different version of you. You can't be the same person you were before cancer because you have changed emotionally, mentally, physically, everything you have changed. So it's almost telling you, यार तुझे अभी चांस मिल रहा है, तू कुछ और बन, और तू जो बनेगी तू अभी सोच के बन, तुझे क्या करना है जिंदगी में. So it almost made me start thinking कि यार मुझे क्या करना है, मुझे करियर में क्या करना है, जिंदगी में क्या करना है. It made me think of that. And it was not only me it was not my thought. It was a lot to do with the people in my life who helped me actually start even thinking that way. I think the second thing cancer taught me was that I can ask for help. Every time you feel if you ask for help, it makes you weak. It makes you feel that, यार मदद नहीं पूछनी चाहिए, खुद ही अपने ही प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने चाहिए. और कई साल पहले जब मैं 30 की थी, मेरा डिवोर्स हुआ था, और तभी मैंने सोचा था कि यार मैं खुद ही सब संभाल लूंगी. और मैंने क्या संभाला मुझे पता नहीं. आई यूज्ड टू कीप माई सेल्फ सो बिजी, आई नेवर ट्राई टू थिंक अबाउट व्हाट वाज हैपनिंग इन माय लाइफ, एंड आई रियलाइज नाउ that was a very wrong way of dealing with my divorce. I think there are better ways which I have realized now going through cancer of how to deal with challenges in life. So पहला था मेरा family. My family, my mother had expired last year in February. So my mother-in-law in March last year came to help me with the baby. My baby was born last April. She's still with us. It'll be 2 years this March. And my father-in-law is alone in India. She's here with us. Only so that me and my husband can focus on my treatment, and she and my helper jo hai ghar pe, they take care of my baby. And no questions asked. No questions asked of when do I go back home. I don't think I should stay here so long. My husband is back alone in India. No questions asked. Both of them have been so supportive. I mean, I can't imagine. I just feel so grateful for the kind of family support I have had. Friends, हमें ऐसे कभी कभी लगता है ना कि अपने बुरे टाइम में कौन सा फ्रेंड अपने साथ खड़ा रहेगा. हमेशा ये थोड़ा थोड़ा क्वेश्चंस एक बार हम सोच ही लेते हैं. I think cancer teaches you कौन है वो friends. Whoever I told in my initial stages of my journey, I didn't tell too many people. Sometimes I know most of us go through that. We go into a shell. We don't want to talk about it. So I told very few people. And whoever I told, but in their own ways, they were there for me. Call करते थे मुझे, message करते थे. Once in a while, हम लोग WhatsApp group में chat करते थे. Everything to just know how I was doing and give me moral support. But last I must talk about is my counselor. She's actually my best friend. Last year, sometime around November, she reached out to me. And I told her, यार मुझे counseling की ज़रूरत नहीं है. And she was like, नहीं तू counseling मत कर, तू मुझसे बात कर. And I was like, नहीं तू counseling करेगी, मुझे ये सब फालतू चीज़ों में time नहीं waste करना है. And I remember actually thinking that, that the stigma that we put to mental health counseling and things like that is huge. And me being in HR also, despite that, I remember thinking this about it. But she transformed the way things were for me. I think my biggest victory with her in my journey was that I finally accepted I had cancer. I think हम लोग क्या करते हैं ना, जब हमें कुछ चैलेंज आता है, हम लोग ऐसे डिनायल मोड में चले जाते हैं. यार कुछ हुआ ही नहीं है. यार उसको, we shrug it aside, we push it aside. Till the next situation comes, trigger होता है, हम लोग ऐसे वापस कुछ ना कुछ सोच लेते हैं, वापस उसको दबा देते हैं. Because we don't want to accept it, right? We are very scared. And I think that's what I was doing for the longest time. So with her, she helped me accept all the emotions that I was going through. I remember her, she was telling me, तू घर पे क्यों बैठती है? तू बाहर क्यों नहीं जाती है? And I was like, यार लोग क्या कहेंगे? She's like, लोग क्या कहेंगे? तो I was like, लोग सोचेंगे कि यार ये बेचारी है. तो वो बोली कि तू बेचारी हो जाएगी क्या? अगर वो लोग बेचारी बोलेंगे तो तू ऐसे हो जाएगी. और कौन बोल रहा है बेचारी? तो I was like, किसी ने अभी तक तो बोला नहीं है. तो she's like, ये तो सब तुम्हारा ख्याली पुलाव चल रहा है, और उसी के वजह से तुम 2-3 महीने से घर पे ही अटकी हो, बाहर ही नहीं जाती हो. You don't take your child for a walk in the evening. You're making other people go. So ऐसे कर करके slowly she just helped me get out of this emotional trauma I put myself into. But I think the biggest thing, मेरी आंटी ने मुझे, मेरी आंट डॉक्टर है, बहुत पहले when I got cancer, she told me कि स्नेहल, cancer is a mind game. And मुझे ना तब समझा नहीं, what do you mean by mind game? कैंसर तो बॉडी को हुआ है ना, तो माइंड कहाँ से आ गया इसमें? बट बाद में when I started counseling, when I started thinking on my own, and you start realizing कि यार वो तो है. No matter what your body is going through, if your mind is in a different place, you will not feel that too much has happened. Like it depends actually. If you go too negative, थोड़ा भी हो जाए तो तुम बहुत बतंगड़ बना दोगे. You make a small, what do you say, a hill out of a small topic. And the other end, it can be कि बहुत कुछ हो जाए फिर भी तुम सोचोगे कि ठीक है. So it teaches you resilience. I think I learned that I had to be resilient and I had to trust my journey, because I had no control. As I told you earlier, my Every time I thought, अरे कैंसर अभी चला जाएगा, ये कीमोथेरेपी के बाद तो चला ही जाने वाला है, अब चला नहीं गया, वापस आ गया. तो ऐसे कभी खुशी कभी गम के मोड में मुझे समझ में आया कि I can't control the outcome. What I can control is my journey. What I can control is कि how do I eat, how do I take care of myself, how do I take care of my family, how do I take care of my mental and emotional well-being. All these things are in my hands. But nothing else is in my hands, and I'm leaving that. I'm just trusting what is going to happen. And then comes my husband. Of course, I have to talk about my husband. Oh, I have to show you the photographs. So this is my kid. ये 1 साल का था जब ये फोटो लिया था हमने. ये है इस दिवाली का फोटो. ये है मेरी मदर इन लॉ, माय हस्बैंड एंड माय बेबी एंड मी. ये इस दिवाली का है फोटो. और ये है अभी सितंबर मैंने एक सर्टिफिकेशन किया था कोचिंग का, तो ये मैंने एक फोटो लिया था खुद का तब. हाँ, तो मेरे पति के बारे में तो बात करनी है. मैं उसको बेताल बुलाती हूँ मेरे जिंदगी का. तो वो ऐसे कभी-कभी आता है, साइड में बैठता है, एडवाइस देके चले जाता है. Obviously, right? Wife will not listen to too much of chuk what the husband says. So I remember one point I was talking to him and मैं बोल रही थी कि यार जब ये खत्म हो जाएगा ना, जब मैं रेमिशन में चली जाऊंगी, तब मैं ये करूंगी, वो करूंगी. तो उसने बोला कि तू रुकी किस बात के लिए है? तेरा कीमोथेरेपी हर 3 हफ्ते में होता है, उसमें से 1 हफ्ता तेरा ठीक है नीचे जाते हैं, लेकिन 2 हफ्ते तो ठीक जाते हैं ना. ऐसे नहीं है कि ठीक है तेरे पास बहुत एनर्जी है, लेकिन इनफ एनर्जी है कि तू कुछ अपने लाइफ के साथ करे, तो तू करती क्यों नहीं है? तो तब मैंने सोचा यार ठीक तो कहा है, करना तो, आई मीन व्हाट एम आई स्टॉपिंग थिंग्स फॉर. सो आई रिमेंबर फरवरी में आई कॉल एंड कोचिंग वाज समथिंग. हमेशा जब मैं काम करती थी एचआर में, मुझे हमेशा कोचिंग अच्छा लगता था. तो तभी मैंने 5 साल पहले चालू तो किया था, लेकिन खत्म नहीं किया था. सोचा था कि बाद में कर लूंगी. तो अभी जब उसने ऐसे बोला तो आई थॉट दैट आई मीन he has a point and maybe I can take up coaching again. So I remember calling up somebody whom I knew from Mumbai. I remember speaking to him and the only thing he said was, Snehal, हम कर लेंगे, तू कर लेगी. And that's all I needed. And from February, I started my journey of coaching. He has mentored me through it. And I've done almost 150 hours of actual live coaching, one-on-one coaching since then. And I started my own practice. And trust me, my family is full service family. ऐसे हम लोग बोलते हैं ना, मम्मी डैडी भैया सब हम सर्विस वाले हैं. कभी सोचा नहीं था कि मैं अपना खुद का बिजनेस खोलूंगी. And that too, starting a business during cancer, during chemotherapy, doing something like this. I mean, obviously, ये तो ऐसे सोचा, like never say never बोलते हैं ना, तो ये मेरा never say never हो गया था. So I am a life and career coach now. I also did another certification which helps me for this. Everything I did in the span of these last 6-8 months. I also blog. ब्लॉगिंग मैं करती हूँ खुद के खुशी के लिए. तो मेरी जो फ्रेंड काउंसलर है वो बोली थी तुझे पसंद क्या है करना, टाइम ऐसे होता है ना, तेरा तुझे अच्छा क्या लगता है. तो मैंने बोला मुझे राइटिंग अच्छा लगता है. तो बोली तू देन व्हाई डोंट यू स्टार्ट राइटिंग. और मेरा पति, मेरा बेताल वापस इमीडिएटली आ गया, बोला ठीक है मैं तेरे लिए ना ब्लॉग साइट खोल दूंगा, अच्छा दिखेगा. आई सेड ठीक है. एंड देन आई स्टार्टेड ब्लॉगिंग. बट आई थिंक द बिगेस्ट थिंग फॉर मी वाज speaking like this in a forum about my story. I remember a conversation and I remember telling, my husband and my counselor that I will start speaking about my story once I'm cancer free. So they were like, why? How does it matter? Why can't you speak about it now? And I was like, नहीं अभी तो मेरा कुछ हुआ नहीं है, लोग मुझे देखेंगे तो क्या सोचेंगे. So again, they were like, again, you're coming back to the same thing. If you can help anybody by speaking about it during your chemotherapy, then what is the problem? I mean, it's such a good thing. And if you can speak, there are many people who can't speak, but if you can speak, why don't you speak? So then I started slowly trying to speak to media. That's how Nehar and Mehulji had read one of my articles on LinkedIn. And, that's how I got in touch with this group. And I feel that the discomfort that I feel in putting myself out there, that entire log kya sochenge syndrome that I have, if that discomfort is very small in comparison to the impact I want to make. I want to help as many people as I can because I got a lot of help. And I am very grateful for the kind of help I've got. I don't know when I'm going to get well, but I'm just grateful for whatever has happened till date for me. I never thought that this Snehal 2.0, this Snehal that I see in the mirror, I would love her. But I love her now. I love her a lot, actually. And she's somebody I never thought she would become. But she is now like that. And she loves herself. So this is my story. And I hope I have been able to make some difference in your life.
वाओ वेरी नाइस मतलब स्नेहल मैंने एक चीज बोली थी यार अमेजिंग मॉम हो लेकिन मैं एक बात और कहना चाहूंगी अमेजिंग फाइटर हो क्योंकि मुझे ऐसा बोलना नहीं चाहिए लेकिन अगर इस जगह बाय चांस कोई और होता है ना शायद वो गिव अप कर चुका होता क्योंकि फर्स्ट ट्रॉमा जब होता है जब आपको एकदम पता चलता है पहले बात तो हमें कैंसर में जब वही है कि हम उस चीज को कभी उस तरीके से जैसे आज सोच रहे हैं पहले हम सोचते नहीं है और जब हमें पता चलता है स्टेज वाइज तो हमें स्टेज भी पता नहीं होता है फर्स्ट स्टेज सेकंड स्टेज अगर फोर्थ स्टेज हमें दिमाग में ही है कि बस मरना है और फोर्थ स्टेज में अगर किसी बंदे को ये पता चलता है कि उसके मेटास्टेटिक में उसके बोन्स लंग्स लीवर सभी जगह उसका स्प्रेड हो गया है तो रिएक्शन मैं मतलब इमेजिन भी नहीं कर पा रही हूँ कि आपका क्या होगा और मैं उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा आपसे और डिटेल में समझना चाहती हूँ कि फर्स्ट रिएक्शन जो था उसमें आपने अपने आप को कैसे ये तो था कि जो आपके आसपास हैं आपके हस्बैंड आपकी फैमिली लेकिन फर्स्ट रिएक्शन आपका क्या था और उस रिएक्शन के साथ अपने आप को क्योंकि जब हमारी फैमिली को पता चलता है कैंसर है तो लोगों के पास सिर्फ एक कॉल्स होते हैं उसको कैंसर हो गया उसको कैंसर हो गया बट उसके अलावा उस चीज को ओवरकम कैसे किया वो मैं एक चीज समझना चाहूंगी पहले आपसे
एक्चुअली as I said, पहली बार जब मुझे ना एक्चुअली बिलीव ही नहीं हुआ लाइक जब वो बोली ना कि I always thought it was स्टेज 0 स्टेज 1 होता है ना ऐसे ही सोचते हैं हम जब वो बोली मेटास्टैटिक एंड आई वाज लाइक ओके आई हैव रेड अबाउट मेटास्टैटिक एंड इंटरनेट तो टॉक्स इज वेरी स्कैरी प्लेस टू read about stages of cancer. I was like, I can't believe that, for a long time I went into denial and I became very clinical. Like I feel like, मैंने मेरे डैडी को and भाई को भी ऐसे डॉक्टर की तरह बताया. Okay, daddy, I have cancer. It is stage 4. It has gone into so places. But don't worry, treatment is starting. हमने डॉक्टर्स का अता पता क्योंकि सिंगापुर में हम नए थे तो वो भी हमें स्ट्रगल करना पड़ा कि बेस्ट डॉक्टर्स मेडिकल फैसिलिटीज हॉस्पिटल्स कहाँ जाए इंडिया में तो ऐसे थ्रू कॉन्टैक्ट्स तो मिल ही जाता है तो सिंगापुर एक्चुअली वी चेंज्ड sorry yeah so Singapore actually if you I think we spent a lot of time we changed 3 doctors actually in terms of my treatment trying to find the best doctor and that was the problem also that we faced but I think I went from not believing and feeling scared and I think my first thought wo hota hai na ki yaar bacche ka kya hoga and I was a new mom and I had had a baby at 37 वो भी कभी कभी लगता है ना कि यू स्पेंट योर होल लाइफ ऐसे करियर में बहुत टाइम अभी बिताया अभी बच्चे के साथ थोड़ा मुझे टाइम बिताना है और यार ऐसे टाइम पे भगवान ने गुगली मार दी सो फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम आई थॉट कि यार I don't know what to do and I remember telling my husband that I'm actually he till date he tells me he laughs about it I told him that if you want to remarry it's okay and I think I should make my will and find a good mother for Samar मैं क्या मेरे दिमाग में तो I'm telling you I'm total Bollywood but and for a long time honestly I was like that till my counselor came and I didn't realize Neha that I needed help and if she was almost God sent I thought for me because she knew I needed help without me knowing and every week she used to talk to me and she didn't deal with my cancer we used to so a lot of times people say cancer is also to do with the emotions stuck in your body So she helped me deal with a lot of emotional stress that I had gone through in my life right from the beginning. Like my mother's death, because I couldn't say bye to my mother. I couldn't go back to India when she passed away because I was in Singapore and lockdown ho gaya tha. And I was 8 months pregnant that time. So I had to grieve my mother, my divorce, a lot of other things. So slowly, emotionally, she helped me get stronger. So it was actually not so much about, and of course cancer के जो fears रहते हैं वो भी उन्होंने एक एक करके she helped me deal with them. So I think it was a slow journey, but it was, and she told me कि you have to do things which make you feel positive. So gratitude journal, she made me start gratitude journaling. That is a very important thing. She told me हर रोज 5 gratitude चीजें रात को लिखना. And I was like अगर कुछ मिला नहीं तो, she was like एक के साथ चालू कर देख. And अभी now I do 10. I write 10 things a day. Ki, what am I grateful for? So gratitude journaling was something she made me start. She made me start blogging. She's like, start doing things which you love to do, which make you happy. Otherwise, क्या होता है? Idle mind, devil's workshop. So this is another thing. So slowly that way, and then dealing with all the emotions, writing a letter to my mother, writing a letter to certain people whom I want, I had to emotionally get through. So things like that, I started doing, like, and a little bit of spirituality also. I used to keep saying कि यार ये journey खत्म नहीं हो रही है. हर बार लगता है ठीक हो जाऊंगी, ठीक नहीं होती है. Then having those affirmations. So I had an affirmation called whatever it takes, which is there on the Facebook thing. And I still believe in it. I will do whatever it takes to get better because I want to be there for all my child's firsts. I want to see him, whatever, even if he wants to get married or doesn't want to get married, whatever, till his marriage, his graduation, I want to see everything. And I am going to do whatever it takes to be there for his life. So, yeah, I think that's the way.
सो स्वीट. तो जैसे स्नेहल ये सब तो है, बट इसके बाद जैसे जब पता चला उसके बाद जैसे डॉक्टर्स हमें मतलब समझाते हैं कि ये कोई भी रीजन हो सकता है, तो आपको ऐसा कोई रीजन दिया था पर्टिकुलर की जैसे, क्योंकि प्रेगनेंसी का जैसे मेरा भी केस रहा हुआ है, तो मुझे जैसे प्रेगनेंसी में एस्ट्रोजन का बताया था कि एस्ट्रोजन आपके हाई हो जाते हैं, तो ऐसे आपको कोई रीजन दिया था कि क्यों आपके जैसे मेस्टाइटिस के दौरान जो आपको बताया है कि इसी से आपको कैंसर हुआ है या कोई और रीजन आपको दिया, ऐसा कुछ बताया था डॉक्टर ने?
Actually, she said the same thing, that it could be pregnancy linked and a late pregnancy linked also. It could be, but they don't actually have answers. So they say it could be because even mine was ER/PR positive. So she said probably it's related to that.
तो आपका HER2 नेगेटिव है, पॉजिटिव है?
HER2 नेगेटिव.
HER2 नेगेटिव है आपका. ओके. तो आपने अभी आपका तो कीमोथेरेपी तो अभी कुछ भी नहीं है. अभी आप कौन सी मेडिसिन पे हैं?
Right now I'm on radiation.
अच्छा, सिर्फ रेडिएशन पे?
And letrozole.
लेट्रोजोल
है. Hormonal, हाँ.
ओके ओके, ठीक है. सेम मैं भी ले रही हूँ लेट्रोजोल तो अभी. ठीक है. तो अभी आप जैसे अपने बेबी के साथ अपनी पूरी ट्रीटमेंट कैसे आप सब उसको मैनेज करते हैं?
So I have put him in school. I know he's very small. He's only 20 months old. लेकिन मैंने उसको प्ले स्कूल में डाला है so that आधा दिन मेरे हेल्पर को मिलता है, मुझे मिलता है. तो मैं मेरा काम करती हूँ, हेल्पर अपना घर का काम करती है, और फिर जब वो शैतान आ जाता है then we have enough time. My mother-in-law is also still with me. Mostly, but she will leave by Jan or Feb. We are hoping, and I think we should be able to manage. So that's how we do it right now.
ओके. और ये बताइए कि आप जैसे पहले की लाइफस्टाइल और अब की लाइफस्टाइल में आपने क्या-क्या चेंजेस किए हैं?
So food wise, I was hardcore non-vegetarian. हम लोग तो, मेरा पति तो सब कुछ खाता है, बीफ भी खाता है, तो we were like almost 5 days a week we used to be on non-veg. Now I am vegetarian, not them. And I'm trying to even remove dairy. I'm trying to go vegan. थोड़ा difficult है, but the more that we are reading, the more that we we try to see different people's talks and things like that. They are saying vegan is the best way to go. Remove dairy and remove non-veg. So that is on nutrition. In terms of exercise, I do 5 days a week. 3 days yoga and 2 days with yoga. I also do 10,000 steps a day. and other rest 2 days I do proper exercise plus 10,000 steps.
So is there anyone who told you to go for vegan?
So I've read these books and I was following this particular
But
gentleman.
okay,
It's called How Not to Die.
actually, okay, that is not actually this milk. It does not pose any kind of threat. Rather, you need it. Just do a prolactin test if it is the hormonal problem is there. Otherwise, I think you need milk because it is stage 4 cancer and your bones are going to be affected.
Yeah, correct. So
And
actually,
milk is the
yeah.
milk is the only food that has all the ingredients except vitamin C.
Okay. So the problem with dairy that everybody talks about is the hormonal injections that they do. So I try to take, if I have to take, because I can't leave yogurt. I've realized that. So I take organic milk.
The thing is that injection now it is completely banned in India. Nowhere it is available. I don't think you will get that injection in Singapore as a OTC or even on prescription.
No, I meant they inject hormones, means they
Yes,
inject
that is that
cows.
is that that is the injection. That is one injection only, but that is also banned now. It is banned in India since February 2020. It is not available anywhere in India. And Singapore, I think, is better developed. You won't get there.
Hmm.
And organic milk is always organic. Milk is not inorganic. So you can take milk. That is another thing. That is low fat milk you can take.
Yeah,
But
or
I
lactose
think
free.
milk is good. Or, yes, this is some kind of like people say, don't take wheat, don't take sugar. These are things. If you want to avoid anything that causes you hormonal disturbance.
But one thing,
Else,
the
I don't think.
milk, I'll tell you how it is.
Uh,
In US, there in US, milk remains for 7 days. Here it is like it won't remain even for 1 day. We have to boil it soon and all that. But in Singapore or in US, they have like, they must be adding something like, no, that milk can last for more than a week. You don't have to boil them, it's like just
no.
direct take to.
It is
Yeah.
no.
So that is
Actually,
a
milk is only thing where जहाँ पे आपको कुछ भी एडिटिव नहीं होता है. मिल्क को पास्चराइज्ड कर दीजिए. It will remain in your fridge for a month without any issue. So milk, you can safely use milk without thinking that something is added to that. Sodium benzoate cannot be added to milk.
Yeah, Gayatri ji, I'm
It
in
is
the US.
only pasteurized.
When I first saw the milk cans, तो मैं डर गया. मतलब मुझे तो वो प्लास्टिक वाले मिल्क ना, प्लास्टिक बैग में जो आता है वो उसके अंदर था. I was looking for that. Then nowhere do they get anything than cans, and it is all FDA approved. तो मतलब they cannot add anything, any chemicals to milk, or if they add, it has to be written there that, but it is banned. And here, as Amit ji was saying, कि यहाँ पे भी इट्स नॉट बैड, लेकिन मिल्क यहाँ पे भी खराब होता है. लाइक इफ यू डोंट रेफ्रिजरेट या ज़्यादा देर बाहर रह गया तो खराब. तो इट इज़ लाइक एनी अदर मिल्क, लाइक इन एनी अदर कंट्री, सेम थिंग. खाली कि दीज आर ऑल प्लास्टिक लवर्स, दे लव प्लास्टिक. बिग डब्बे में भर के देते हैं, 1 वीक चल जाता है वो. बिकॉज वी डोंट गो टू ग्रोसरीज एवरी अदर डे, लाइक घर के नीचे ग्रोसरी वाला है.
No, actually,
टेक द कार एंड गो एंड कम बैक. सो वो दैट इज मोर कन्वीनियंट.
मिल्क ही मस्त नहीं है.
actually, there is a story behind why. बोलिए अनुराधा जी.
हाँ, मैं बोल रही थी अगर मिल्क नहीं तो कुछ डेयरी प्रोडक्ट्स. अच्छा, उनको कर्ड जमता नहीं है, नहीं तो दही भी अगर आप जैसे रोल लें. बट आई डोंट नो सिंगापुर वगैरह वो बोल रही शी इज नॉट कंफर्टेबल विथ योगर्ट. तो एनी अदर डेयरी प्रोडक्ट्स लाइक पनीर भी
No, I'm
कैन
saying I
आल्सो.
don't leave yogurt. I love yogurt. उससे, I mean, जब मैं छोड़ने का ट्राई कर रही थी तब योगर्ट छूटा ही नहीं. और पनीर तो मिलता है यहाँ पे.
अरे,
So go for
are you
that.
Punjabi?
नहीं, I'm Maharashtrian.
Basically,
Okay,
bones
so my
के
wife is Punjabi, and she needs yogurt even in winter days.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
छाछ या
don't
कुछ
eat
ना
them
कुछ.
even in some.
I also eat curd throughout the year. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है.
Uh,
Because it has very good
chance.
bacteria that helps digestion. It's best for the gut. It acts as a probiotic for gut, no? So fresh curd is always welcome. Like, and irrespective of the season की ठंड है तो दही नहीं खाना और ऐसा है. But क्योंकि bones के लिए we are taking मैं तो जैसे मैं I am also कैंसर मतलब MBC patient तो मेरा spine में है and along with bones तो मेरे को एड ऑन CCM दिया हुआ है कैल्शियम बट दिन भर में एक बार आई गो फॉर कर्ड लाइक ऐसा.
Every
चाय मैं
cancer
जब
patient
ब्लैक
should
टी पीती हूँ
take
बट
dahi, chas or yogurt, because cancer
या
treatment is something that these toxic elements they affect the intestines and guts, and only
या
probiotics can save you.
या and curd and rice is the best probiotic combination, acts as a probiotic ना. Even only curd also helps. बहुत अच्छे lactobacillus रहते हैं उसमें तो it helps like ऐसा.
स्नेहल, एक बात मैं पूछना चाहूंगी. जैसे मुझे जब कैंसर हुआ था 2016 में, तो तब मुझे सिर्फ एक टर्म पता थी, ट्रिपल पॉजिटिव. मुझे ये नहीं पता था ER PR क्या होता है, और आज तक मुझे ये समझ नहीं आता है कि ER PR पॉजिटिव, HER2 पॉजिटिव. लेकिन अभी जैसे जैसे जो यंग अभी जो सुनने में आ रहे हैं जिसको ब्रेस्ट कैंसर है, उसको पहले ये क्वेश्चन है कि ER PR पॉजिटिव है, HER2 पॉजिटिव है, तो इस ER PR नेगेटिव है, HER2 नेगेटिव है, तो इसमें क्या चीज आपको, जैसे ER PR अपने पॉजिटिव है, तो आपको क्या डॉक्टर ने कुछ ऐसा सजेस्ट किया कि ये चीज आपको अवॉइड करना है और ये चीज आपको लेना है ताकि आप का मतलब आगे ठीक रहेगा?
No, not really. I think this is just a diagnosis basis which they decide the treatment mode.
Okay.
But in terms of क्या लेना है नहीं लेना है, they don't. It because like for example HER2 में I think they would probably suggest immunotherapy or whatever some other types of treatment. But for ER PR positive probably it's a different type of treatment.
Okay. So,
No, it is in HR2. It is targeted therapy.
Yeah, targeted. Sorry.
Trastuzumab.
Targeted therapy.
So I have a question. Oh, Neha, you can.
नहीं मतलब मैं ले रही हूँ trastuzumab.
That is, yeah, you are taking trastuzumab medicine, Cadicilla. So आपके घर में तो बोले you have a बेताल and have a शैतान, and both supported you. तो दिमाग कौन ज्यादा खाया?
बेताल.
You know कि कैंसर सुनते ही लोग आ जाते हैं, ये रोना धोना शुरू कर देते हैं. कुछ लोग कैंसर हैज नो आंसर, ऐसे बहुत कुछ सुनने को मिलता है. तो आपका सबसे ज्यादा दिमाग कौन खाया? फ्रेंड्स कोई है या रिलेटिव्स या घर वाले?
Actually, for the longest time, we didn't tell a lot of people. मेरे खुद के मामा मामी को भी पता नहीं था. We just decided that there are very few people that we want involved in my journey for our own mental well-being, because मेरे डैडी तो अकेले थे बॉम्बे में, and we didn't. Everybody would come to him to talk, even relatives. They wouldn't come to us, me or my brother. They would come to my father and say, "Hey, क्या हो गया? कैसे हो गया?" So we didn't want all that to happen. So we didn't tell for a long time. Actually, a lot of people found out like how you all found out through my media articles. So we just told the people who I thought needed to know.
So it means staying in Singapore benefited you in an indirect way.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah,
Because who needs to know, they need to know. Rest all, I don't care. All of us are very caredam. Like, whoever's important in our life, they should know. Rest can figure.
Yeah,
And by that time, we also became strong to deal with it, So now we can
every
deal with
day
Yeah, I would like to
there
add.
are some people कि उनका treatment अभी they have already completed that treatment.
No, go ahead, Amit ji, बोलिए, आप बोलिए, मैं आपके बाद बताऊँ बोलूँगा.
So there are some people they have already completed their treatment. लेकिन whenever they visit a friend or any friend came to their house, सपोज कुछ दिन पहले एक आया कि मेरे 2 दोस्त आए, उन्होंने बोले कि ये तो बहुत खतरनाक कैंसर है, ये हो जाएगा, वो हो जाएगा, एंड शी वेंट इनटू डिप्रेशन. So she has completed almost treatment, I think 18 months ago.
It's very natural, right?
So
It's
these
very
are people like.
Yeah,
वही
so
डराते हैं इसलिए वो.
I would like to add here, Snail, that salute to your husband. First thing, he's always been by your side. It's not easy, because I've been through the same journey, and people will ask about the cancer patient, but they never ask about the caregiver. And the caregiver is the person who's actually fighting the battle, and behind you. You have to take the pain, but the mental stresses with him. So salute to him. Do let him know that we kind of appreciate what he did for you. And second thing is ki I liked your attitude when you said that है ना कि you want to see your kid graduate and get married and all that. So that is what is very important, I think. When I was in treatment, मैं भी ऐसे बोलता था कि ना मैं तो मेरे बच्चे की शादी में नाचूंगा and this and I'll do that, and you need something to hold on to. If you don't hold on something to life, then you don't get that मतलब वो मर मर जाता है आपके अंदर. So that is going to get you through 100% surely. So you have to if your kid graduates, then think of his marriage. If he gets married, then think of his grandkids. But keep holding to something that makes you push yourself further. So I appreciate that.
There is one in the group. She promised me to pay 1 lakh rupees if she अगर actually what happened, one day I told her कि आप अपने बेटे की शादी देखोगे, पोती को देखोगे. Then she promised me कि हाँ मैं देखूंगा तो I'll pay you 1 lakh rupees.
नहीं नहीं, आपने बोलना चाहिए तो उसके साथ में इंटरेस्ट लगाना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि 1 लाख का वैल्यू तो भी क्या कुछ भी नहीं.
Mehul, she is in the meeting.
Okay. Then
Hey, Snehal, can you just highlight on what is the coaching you're doing? Like, what exactly the coaching is, lifestyle coaching?
So coaching is so suppose if somebody feels that career में कुछ problems चल रहे हैं, they want to figure out what next they want to do, or they feel कि they're stagnating in their career, or even in their personal life. Like for example, somebody whom I'm coaching, she was 5 साल तक वो माँ थी. बच्चे अभी थोड़े बड़े हो गए, अभी उसको कुछ करना है, पर्सनल ग्रोथ के तरफ कुछ करना है या कुछ उसको चालू करना है, तो मैं उसके सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस, सेल्फ एस्टीम, ट्राइंग टू हेल्प हर फिगर व्हाट शी कैन डू, तो इन सब में मैं मदद करती हूँ. तो योर पर्सनल चैलेंजेस और प्रोफेशनल.
Okay, you do it online only, like on
Zoom
video. Okay, and do you charge for it, or it's like on your own service, like free, or
currently I'm doing it pro bono, free of cost.
Okay, that's good. And can you just highlight on neuro programming, what you've done, some certificate course?
Neuro linguistic. So a lot of counselors also do that kind of work. They basically say कि like हमें कभी-कभी लगता है ना कि ये बंदा कर पाया क्योंकि वो बंदा था, हम लोग नहीं कर पाएंगे. लेकिन न्यूरो लिंग्विस्टिक प्रोग्रामिंग जो होता है वो बोलता है कि हम लोग अगर उसको देखेंगे और उसको समझेंगे उस आदमी को, तो जो भी वो कर रहा है हम लोग उससे लर्निंग्स उठा के दूसरों में भी डाल सकते हैं. तो इट्स अ लॉट ऑफ वर्क अराउंड, सिमिलर एज कोचिंग ही. It helps me work with somebody and to help him overcome some of his challenges. Like for example, somebody helped me. I was trying to leave I was trying to leave non-veg. So they did this neuro-linguistic programming, one exercise on me, and I was able to leave it. Abhi मैं जब खाती हूँ तब I feel my body is rejecting it. So things like that, small things, small exercises like that are taught to us.
Okay, thank you.
स्नेहल, 5 मिनट में मीटिंग एंड हो जाएगी. ये क्लास मेरा क्वेश्चन है कि ये जैसे आपके जो साइड इफेक्ट्स हैं और थोड़ा बहुत भी जो स्ट्रेस आता है, जैसे अभी आपका मेटास्टैटिक है जो आपके इतना फैला हुआ है, तो जैसे ये स्ट्रेस कभी आता है लाइफ में बार बार कि जैसे सोते टाइम कभी आ गया है कि फिर से कभी हो जाए, तो ये स्ट्रेस को दूर करने के लिए आप क्या करते हो?
Actually, मैं इतना सोचती नहीं हूँ यार. I don't
अच्छा,
have time. I think I don't know. I maybe as a personality or I don't know what, but I do so many things in a day कि इन सब चीजों में मैं ध्यान नहीं देती हूँ. Actually, even जब कीमोथेरेपी चलता था, तब I used to be thinking यार मुझे next मेरे कोचिंग के Instagram प्रोफाइल पे क्या डालना है या मुझे क्या करना है. तो and what I try to do with chemotherapy is just learn कि क्या what helped me last time. तो एक बार मैंने बहुत पानी पिया एक
सुधा जी
कीमोथेरेपी
प्लीज आप
सेशन
म्यूट
के बाद.
करेंगे, थोड़ा डिस्टर्बेंस हो रहा है।
एक कीमोथेरेपी सेशन के बाद मैंने बहुत पानी पिया and it helped me a lot because my body ache reduced. So then I realized that I need to start drinking more water even though I don't feel like drinking water. So every chemotherapy session ke baad I tried to figure what was helping me the last time. Then I stopped having non-veg after one chemotherapy and I realized that was helping. Lot of fruits and vegetables I was having. So that helped a lot. So those were the things that helped me actually. I just try to be a little more practical about it. अभी इमोशनल हो गया, अभी रोना धोना हो गया, नहीं कर सकती मैं ज्यादा.
Amazing, yeah. Thank you so much, Snails. Thank you so
Any
much.
numbness you have in the body, how to deal with the numbness?
I didn't have numbness.
Any kind of numbness, nerve numbness thing. Okay.
बॉडी एक बहुत होता था, थोड़ा नौशिया था और थोड़ा डायरिया और सब होता था. और ऑब्वियसली कुछ नहीं. हाँ, हेयर लॉस हो गया.
Okay, I'll do post this video. I've recorded
That
this meeting.
numbness is due to neurology.
Yeah. So I have recorded this meeting. I'll post it in the group in a day or two. My modem is down, so internet problem over here. But in a day or two, I'll post this video. And if anyone has questions, do put them in the chat. And Snehal, please please answer them if you can. For the people because there are many people who watch this recording later and then they come up with questions. And yeah, and any parting line that you would like to add and inspire others.
See, honestly, I think this is not something that anybody hopes for, and you feel that अरे मैं मुझे ये आ गया अभी मैं कुछ कर दूंगा जिंदगी में. But I feel that asking for help is one of the biggest things we should do, and we should not like if we need emotional support or we need, because I think that is the far more important than what is happening. We're always afraid, I feel, कि as you said ना कि वापस आ जाएगा. So always all these fears are playing in our head. So I think if we are able to ask for help and get help at the right time and find a support system. Kabhi it's not a counselor. It can be a support system as a friend. It can be something like Neha has a nice friend she was telling me about who will give her like these vishesh tippanis and things like. We just need some support in our, I think in our journey. I think that's what makes it worth going through.
Great. Well, thank you for your time, Snehal, and everyone here, and it was great. I wish everyone keeps participating more in the group and like a extended family. It's really helpful to listen to all of you. And all right, let's end the call then.
Snehal, I want to say कि मैं आपसे हेल्प लेती रहूंगी. हेलो.
हाँ ठीक बोलिए.
हाँ, मैं बोल रही थी स्नेहल, मैं आपसे हेल्प लेती रहूंगी क्योंकि बहुत सारे पेशेंट्स को हमको भी काउंसलिंग के लिए चाहिए होता है. तो आज आपने बहुत अच्छा